I've got several great stories for XRP holders. We'll talk price at the end. I've got one mega story for all of crypto that you need to hear. We're also going to talk about...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
But how about we started off with Denell Dixon giving us this gem almost 2 years ago. That's right, these CEOs tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear.
Denell Dixon on Stablecoin Regulations, 1:17 p.m., September 20th, 2023.
Realistically, when do you think the U.S. will put some sort of framework around it, or when do you think this will be adopted at mass scale?
So the framework needs to happen this year. We need stablecoin legislation this year. The U.S. doesn't do it this year. They've completely missed the boat. So that is going to happen, I believe, in the fall.
That's right. What other proof do you need that these people lie to you? That's right. During the Biden administration, Dixon was trying to sell you that they were going to give you regs. And here we are now, almost 2 years later, still no stablecoin regs. But before we get into the news, and oh, I have good news. I promise you that everyone watching right now is going to cheer when I share with you the big news. And no, it's not BS. No, I'm not trolling. This is serious news that all of you are going to cheer. But first, your comments. Adriana XRP says, "Thank you for the heads up, my friend. We hope all goes well, but we will miss hearing your voice." That's right. I'm going to have a little bit of jaw work done here. I'm having some lisping problems. Got a little bit of a nerve issue in my jaw. So when I have surgery done, I'm going to let y'all know because I won't be bringing the news for a few days. I think it's only fair that I tell you when the program won't be running. How cool is that? That as a content creator, I give you the heads up a few weeks in advance when the program isn't running. Pretty neat, huh? Jeremy Touche says, "Why is there so much argument over XRP being a security or not? Is it just XRP or am I missing something?" It has nothing to do with XRP. It has to do with control. The reason Oregon is saying, yo, XRP is a security so that they can stop the exchanges from selling crypto because they're not happy with the Trump administration's lack of crypto regulations. It's all about control, my guy. Buxom Blonde says, "Jerome identifies as a stock blocker." That rhymes a lot with cock blocker. Well done, Buxom Blonde. Rounded it out is Dan Russell and says, "I see a mere 3.5 window until the next election when rules can be reversed. Bipartisan politics is ruining the USA. Confidence in long term? I think not." Dan Russell, seriously, best comment I have read in a long time. Why? Because if we don't get some serious ironclad regs, all of these executive orders are gonna get wiped out by a different regime. That's right. What we have right now with these executive orders can get wiped out super easily. But don't forget, I've got good news for you, and I've got Nancy Pelosi spotted in the wild. Bitcoin sitting at 89,656, and we know what happens when BTC starts running, the rest of the market starts following. What's that going to happen when we hit 90K? ETH 1633, SOLA 142, while ADA is at 64.3. We're going to talk XRP price along with direct good news with XRP. I'm excited. ADA at 64.3, SWI at 236, BNB at 606, while Doge is at 16.5. Let's watch Nancy in the wild, everyone. I'm going to start your Tuesday off with this treat. Look at Nancy. Yo, girlfriend needs to lay off the meth pipe. Okay, so here's part of what we're dealing with. Okay, remember, my job is to bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. We're dealing with a lot of rising debt. So when you start hearing about Jerome Powell adding liquidity to the market, essentially what people are freaking out about is him doing money printer go burr. Money printer go burr adds to the national debt. So when you hear about other countries out there going, oh my gosh, we might be talking about recessions, how do we stimulate our economies? That adds to the national debt. That's bad. That adds to inflation years down the road. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this. Why? Because crypto doesn't do good when we start dealing with inflationary problems. Keep an eye on it. Bitcoin mining is barely profitable for miners. Now, the miners have done a good job navigating these waters ever since the BTC halving. But the more pressure there is on miners, the more direct pressure there is on BTC. And if there's pressure on BTC, especially from the miners to sell, what happens, everyone? Well, yeah, there's more pressure on the market. And we know if BTC goes down, it takes the rest of the crypto market with it. If BTC goes up, which we're seeing right now, right on our way to 90,000, it brings the rest of the market up with it too. BTC miners now are having some hash rate problems. It's not as profitable. Bitcoin trading is nearing 90,000 and the hash rate is stuck around 45. According to the hash rate index, many miners are operating at a loss because of efficiency. So now we start looking at the cost of this stuff. BTC has gained over 70% since August 2024 when the price was around 49,000, but the hash price remains weak. Lower transaction fees and higher energy costs are reducing profit margins. So there's that whole mining industry within BTC that's having some problems. The impact of lower BTC mining profitability is visible in mining stocks like Valkyrie Bitcoin mining ETFs. The mining stock WGMI is also down 50% year to date. Persistent flat BTC prices and possible tariffs, yeah, you're still playing the drinking game on mining equipment, could create more pressure on BTC miners. Now, if there's a complete capitulation with BTC miners, we're going to have some problems. But what does that do? That puts us in the buy zone. Right now, we're in the friend zone. These prices on this screen, we don't want to touch them. And that's what the friend zone is. You can't touch it, right? Right? You got a hot chick. Chicks, you got a hot dude. Maybe you're a leslie. Maybe you're a lipstick lesbian. I love lipstick lesbians when they're like really hot. Right? And when you're in the friend zone, you can't touch it. And that's what this crypto is right here. This is friend zone prices. It's not low enough where you want to buy. It's not high enough where you want to sell for juicy profits. Okay? So if all of a sudden the miners have problem, this could start pushing us into the buy zone. Don't worry. This isn't the good news. This is like the macro stuff that we want to start off the show with, okay? We're getting into the good stuff. And I promise you, it's even better than Nancy Pelosi in the wild, getting all methed out, chewing on fucking trees. Gold. All right, up again today. Guys, gals, pay attention to gold because the more gold roars, the more it is just soaking up liquidity, soaking up money because people are freaking out about tariffs and debt. All right, good news. Everyone cheer. World Economic Forum founder Klaus Schwab retires as chairman.
Appreciate the World Economic Forum providing me the opportunity to be on this stage and say, fuck you, Klaus Schwab, and fuck your New World Order. We the people.
That's right, Klaus Schwab. You're the bad Klaus. I'm the good Klaus, so go F yourself. Everyone, let's stop the video right here and clap and cheer. Everyone, come on. Clap and cheer because Klaus Schwab is freaking done. This dude is one of the ringleaders of hell trying to escalate the world into utter complete destruction. Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, I'm sorry, no one elected you, scumbag. No one elected you to tell us what to do with our world economic policy. Sorry, I'll get back in the news. But look, I told you I got good news, and this is good news that everyone would like. Here we go. Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, best known for hosting an annual meeting in Davos. Oh, God. Guess what? Is retiring. The forum leader, Schwab at 87, says he's stepping down with immediate effect. The former Nestle chairman and CEO, Peter Brabeck-Leibmath, was unanimously selected as the interim chairman at the forum's board at a special meeting on Sunday, the statement said. Easter, all these freaks. The forum's annual gathering in Davos has for decades served as a global hub where decision makers, academics, and psychopaths meet to determine the economic direction of the world, even though we didn't elect any of these fucking psychopaths. The gathering, typically held in January, Davos, was hosted for 55 years. That's Schwab's 55-year tenure. Yo. Goodbye, you fucking scumbag. I'm Klaus, the good Klaus. You are the bad Klaus. You gave my name a bad rep. I hope the door hits you on the ass in the way out. Bitch, better have my money. Good news. Okay. Now direct good XRP news. Okay, you ready? I got even more. Oh, but bro, you never bring the good news. But bro, do you watch the videos? Because here's more good news. Okay. Now, Polymarket, all right? I've been following Polymarket for a long time. Well, ever since its inception, all right? In Polymarket's history, there has been very little coverage in regards to XRP. It's mostly been Solana-based coverage. Why? Well, because it's a Solana-based project, okay? So, what are we noticing now? Lots of XRP-based betting action. Why is there XRP betting-based action on a Solana-based product? Because there's a lot of people that want to play with XRP and XRP-based products because XRP is popular. Look at XRP's volume, 2.47 billion right now on a Tuesday after Easter when the market is still slow. That's freaking awesome, everyone. And look at some of these. XRP all-time high. What about an ETF approval in 2025? 79% chance. Juicy. XRP National Reserve, you want to bet on that? It's there. It's all listed where? In the description down below. Will XRP up or down in April? Ripple ETF. See all this cool stuff? This was never there. And what happens when stores list more of your products? It means more people want your products. So it's awesome to see XRP and Ripple related products trending in the right direction. This is a good zoomed out 30,000 foot view of XRP. Now let's do this. Let's be fair. Let's do this. Let's type in, just for fun, let's type in Sol. Let's see how many Solana based ones there's going to be. Okay, there's more. Well, no kidding, because it's a Solana-based product. So you see what I'm saying? So there's Sol. Now let's see. How hot and spicy is XLM? And remember, Danelle Dixon said we were going to get rags in 2023. Search XLM, no results found. So you see my point? Some players are staying relevant, and when you're relevant, they're launching products about you. If you're not relevant, they don't want to release products about you. So like I said, you put XLM in, no results found. Okay, let's put Bitcoin in to show you that, I'm being fair. Here's Bitcoin. Wow. Girlfriend. See what I mean? Bitcoin's super popular. You could do all sorts of stuff. Well, Amazon purchased Bitcoin by June. Texas strategic. You see what I'm saying? So there's an obvious uptick trend in XRP related products. There's an obvious uptick trend in what? Oh, XRP related ETFs and 72 total ETFs waiting for approval right now in 2025. Oh, more good news from Klaus today? Yes, and yes. So happy Titties Tuesday. Yeah. Many of the ETF proposals also fall under Rule 19B-4 of the Securities Exchange Act, requiring a formal SEC rule changes for listing. Some filings are marked under the Investment Company Act of 1940, which governs mutual funds and ETFs involving derivatives and leverage, because some of these are like 2X and 4X products. Notably, no final approvals are indicated for any of the crypto-themed ETFs listed beyond existing spot ETF products. Bloomberg analyst Eric Belchuna says there's now 72 crypto-related ETFs sitting with the SEC awaiting approval list or list options. Everything from XRP, Litecoin, Solana to Penguins, Doge, and 2X Melania, and everything in between. It's going to be a wild year. You bet your gun it's going to be a wild year. Because the ETFs right now, XRP has the most right now in the queue. And just like I shared with you, Polymarket, XRP seeing more products listed. And if you search different cryptos up there, here, look, I just searched TRX. No one wants to touch TRX. No results found. Okay, let's pick another one. Let's pick BNB just to be fair. I picked BNB. No one wants to bet on BNB. But you put XRP up in there, baby, and here you go. I see XRP products. And a year ago, there wasn't even anything up here with the XRP SEC case when that happened. Yeah, because I know a lot of people would have wanted to put some action on that, but they didn't want to list that. This is good, everyone. XRP is staying relevant. We're staying relevant through the shitstorm. Now, overall in the market, we're at 38, so we still got some fear. Altcoin season, no, we're BTC dominant. We're 16 out of 100. Market cap, we are rebounding from the lows of April 7th and the 9th. Yes, we are rebounding. We're at almost 2.8 trillion in market cap. Look at this. Good news here. Institutional inflows for BTC, juicy. Outflows for ETH. I'm sorry, ETH fans. ETH has really been getting its butt pounded. Let's zoom out to the year so you can see what I'm talking about. Big inflows, massive outflows, but now we're starting to come our way back. I'm happy with this. XRP price, let's talk about it. We had some lows here right around that 207 mark, but let's go to those candlesticks. Why? Because I want to show you something. We're going to go to the 15-minute to see exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this right here. You see this right here? All support above the $2 mark. This is the friend zone. You don't want to buy right now. Why? Because, girlfriend, look, you could buy sub $2 easy. Hell, you could buy sub 190 easy. Hell, if you really set your markers right, you could buy sub 180 easy. So we're in definitely the friend zone where there's no touchy-touchy. It's almost like being at a strip club where there's no touchy-touchy. Hell, I call a strip club a museum. Do you know why? Because when you go to a museum, you could look and not touch. And that's just like being at a strip club. And there's no sex in the champagne room. So, we're in the friend zone right now. And look at this sideways action right here. We're going to have sideways action until what, everyone? Until we figure out what's going to happen with the tariffs. Drink. And specifically the United States and China. Now, if Jerome Powell goes out there and starts saying, yo, we're going to start pumping liquidity into the market, damn it, Jerome, that's not good. That's going to mess things up. Now, would that be good short term? Yeah, because there would be some short term cash thrown into the market. But the problem is that cash will come with some debt attached to it, which will then come with some inflation attached to it, which then comes with what? Crushing the consumer, because you start devaluing the currency. That's not good. But right now, XRP is holding its own. In fact, look at this. We have been above the $2 mark since right here, the 12th of April. Good news, we're above $2. The bad news, we're in the friend zone. And you know what that means. Prices are too high right now to buy and too low to sell. But that's okay. Why? Because this scumbag right here retired, and this scumbag right here is eating fucking trees. So think about that. Polymarket, a SOLANA product, had like 0 XRP offerings in terms of things you could place some juicy mini bets on, right? But now, as time has gone on, there's more and more XRP props listed on there. And the reason there's more and more XRP props listed on there is because people know people want to play with XRP. It's like going to the grocery store, right? You go to the grocery store and you're like, yo, where's my favorite product? Ballsack McWhack. It's a cereal. And you don't see it. And then 6 months later, you're like, oh, it's on the first 2 shelves. A year later, it's covering the first 4 shelves. Maybe they have different flavors. Maybe they have chocolate salty balls Ballsack McWhack. And then they have strawberry vanilla Ballsack. And then they've got chocolate caramel salted Ballsack McWhack. And then before you know it, they've got like 6 shelves. That's what you're seeing right now with XRP. So it's not just on the poly market. It's also in the ETF world. So zoom out a little bit here and look at that. We're talking on the prop betting. We're talking on the institutional ETF front. We're talking in the derivatives market. So everywhere you look, you're seeing an increase of XRP-related products. That is a good thing. You want to see more products related to the thing that you're interested in. I shared with you what happens when you type in XLM. Nothing related there. What happens when you look at XLM's volume? Boring. What happens when you compare the price-wise? You see exactly what I'm talking about. That's why volume is so key. It's not always about price, because you see recently price has been sideways, right? But what hasn't been sideways? Volume. Volume is staying hot. Even though the volume isn't like Juicy McJuicerson, you know, jumblies in the face, the volume is still hot. And then that volume is hot, people want to play in your backyard. Speaking of backyard, maybe Klaus Schwab is in his backyard right now sipping margaritas or something like that. I don't know. I don't think he's a margarita drinker. I think he drinks the souls of little kids in Africa. That guy is a serious fucking scumbag. I am glad this dude is done. And for all the people out there that simped Klaus Schwab, you are absolutely disgusting, because that man stands for pure terror and pure evil. He is a disgusting individual, and his agenda is absolutely disgusting as well. But let's seriously look at this, okay? Let's look to see when we get stablecoin regs. No, Danelle Dixon, it wasn't in 2023. We're almost 2 years later. Dumbass, telling us what people want to hear, not what they need to hear. I even told you back then, nope, we're not getting regs. I even said we weren't going to get regs until 2024, and I said that in 2023 because of the way we had bipartisan politics. I even told you that. People gave me heat for it. I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad. So score a point for Klaus. So we need to see what happens with stablecoin regs. Probably going to happen in May based on the schedule that we're seeing right now. We need to see what happens with China and tariffs, and we need to see what happens with Jerome Powell, money printer go burr, along with him and rates. Those things right there we need to see. But as of right now, if the market can hold its price points where we're at with all that going on and uptick a little bit, yo, I am happy with this, girlfriend. So let's do this. Let's all raise our glasses and shake our asses for Klaus Schwab, because that fucker's gone. Good riddance, bitch. Oh, and I forgot. Choo-choo, bitches.